Section 7. Apostasy, natural disaster, and cannibalistic famine. Following the coronation of the Antichrist in the Third Temple, a darkness unlike any other will descend upon the world, not merely political or economic, but ontological. The earth will enter into the full-blown phase of apocalyptic suffering. The prophets describe this period as a mirror of hell, a world in which divine grace is withdrawn and creation itself groans under the weight of sin. Apostasy will dominate, nature will convulse, and the physical needs of mankind, food, water, shelter, will be unmet. Yet these catastrophes are not separate. They are spiritually interconnected, symptoms of a planet and a people who have enthroned evil in the place of God. The first and most universal sign of this collapse will be apostasy, the mass turning away from God. With the global worship of the Antichrist formalized, the majority of the world's population will willingly and consciously reject the truth of Christ. The acceptance of the chip and the worship of the image of the beast will not be acts of ignorance, but of willful surrender. Saints and mystics have foreseen that at this time, humanity will lose the very image of God within. Those who accept the mark will become internally aligned with evil, their consciences seared, their moral boundaries dissolved. Prophecies declare, by implanting this chip, people will become demonized. This spiritual fall will not remain an interior event. It will manifest in moral collapse so severe that mankind will become indistinguishable from demons. Parents will turn against children, communities will disintegrate, and even the righteous, if not preserved by grace, will be in danger of falling. One prophecy declares chillingly, the time when people will become so evil that there will be no difference between people and demons. This is the age of total inversion, where the last spiritual lights on earth flicker dimly amid overwhelming darkness. Nature too will respond to this cosmic betrayal. With humanity having fully embraced the Antichrist, the earth will experience a divine withdrawal. Rain will cease to fall. Skies will harden. The sun will become a tormentor, scorching the earth with relentless heat. Rivers, lakes, and seas will evaporate. Ecosystems will collapse. Agriculture will fail. The entire planet will resemble a burning tomb. The saints speak with urgency. There will be climatic change, not a drop of rain from the sky. Seas, lakes, and rivers will dry a great deal because of the drought and terrible heat. In this terrifying landscape, death will become the norm. Homes and cities will no longer be places of comfort, but graveyards of decay. The air will be saturated with the stench of death, unburied bodies, rotting flesh, and famine-stricken corpses. Buildings once symbols of civilization will be mausoleums of despair. As the prophecy states, houses and buildings will resemble huge graves because of the multitude of people who will die. Terrible smell will spread all around and trouble people terribly. Amid this environmental judgment, famine will become the dominant reality of daily life. Food distribution will be entirely controlled by the digital system, which requires the chip. Those who have taken the mark will initially receive limited rations under strict biometric control, but even this system will fail. The logistical web will collapse. Storage depots will empty. Infrastructure will break down. Starvation will begin to claw at everyone, even the marked. Food will be sold in very small quantities under very strict control, only to those who will have a chip for electronic payment. Eventually, the famine will become total. People will still have the chip, but there will be no food to buy. Stores will be looted and abandoned. Distribution will cease. Hunger will become not just a condition, but an identity. Prophecies warn. Finally, the supplies will be eaten and there will be no food for buying. People will have a chip, but not food. As hunger intensifies, humanity will devolve into primal savagery. The illusion of civilization will disintegrate. Urban populations will flee to the countryside, driven by desperate hope that food might remain in rural areas. This hope will be quickly extinguished and panic will set in. Towns will raid villages. Neighbor will turn against neighbor. People will kill for scraps. People from towns will spread over the villages in search for food, thinking that there were some supplies left. Then will come the final degradation, cannibalism. Not as isolated incidents of madness, but as a widespread and common practice. Starvation will drive parents to watch their children die and then consume them. Graves will be opened for flesh. The dignity of burial will vanish. and the living will feast upon the dead. This is not hyperbole. It is the literal fulfillment of divine warnings given across centuries. Cannibalism will become common. Graveyards will not be spared. Children will die from hunger in mother's bosom. Mothers will also die, and at last fathers will die too. This is the era when earth, having rejected heaven, begins to mirror hell. The reign of the Antichrist is not just about politics or theology. It is the complete inversion of divine order, where the moral, the natural, and the spiritual collapse into grotesque mockeries of themselves. And yet, even in this horror, a remnant will survive. Hidden sanctuaries will exist. The voice of truth will not be extinguished. But for the majority, life on earth will become a seductive nightmare, both alluring and horrific as prophesied. Life on earth will be seducing and ghastly, as in horror films.